I'm going to show you everything you need to know to grow a beautiful olive harvest in Farming Simulator 25. This will include preparing the soil for olives, where to buy olive trees, sowing the fields, growing the olives, harvesting the olives, selling the olives, and everything you may need in between. So let's get started with how do we actually buy olives. For me on PC, it is Shift and P, that's Shift and P for Papa, and you want to go into, which takes you to the build menu. So you want to go to the second option down here where it says factories and then go to cultivation. So the fourth dot along. You can see here the second one is an olive grove. Similarly to grapevines, these actually grow in rows. By the way, if this video is helpful for you, please click that subscribe button below as it really helps support the channel and I'd really appreciate it. Once you've clicked olive trees, just click wherever you want and you can see it's basically making rows. Just be careful because I don't want to put them too close to my grapes here. I'm just doing this for a tutorial. I wouldn't really put them here normally. Don't judge me. So I could put... Oh, do you know what? It's in the bloody way. There we go. We could put our olive trees. And you can see when you place them, it then puts like grass either side of them. And if you want to make more olive trees... if I just click, it basically kind of like snaps it. You see if I go my mouse left and right, it's not asking me. It will basically snap it so that it's like the right distance for the next one, which is really nice. We are going to have to do something about this grass, by the way. So there we go. That's how we place our olive trees. And unlike some crops like vegetables and oats and things, grain, you will not have to obviously buy seeds for this because you've already just planted the trees. So next thing is how do we actually prepare the soil? Now I am going to assume, because this isn't the simplest crop, that you already know how to connect machinery to your tractor and how to use machinery. So if you don't, we buy a tractor, we generally reverse it onto the machinery I'm going to be showing you, connect it with Q. Some machines you'll have to lower the keybinds on the top left, and then you just turn it on. B is the turn on PC. Okay, so I'm assuming you know how to use the machinery like that. If you don't, I've got tutorials for it. So then what are we going to have to do to actually start off with our olives then? Well, the first thing we need to do is get rid of any crop debris from our previous harvests and the grass that's growing in between the olive grove. So what we're going to need to do that with is under soil cultivation in the shop, we need to get a mulcher. And if we look at the mulchers, it even says here, this tool suits perfectly for grape and olive farming. So you want to mulch the soil to basically get rid of all the crop stubble and any grass in between our olive groves. So you run this over between the groves. And after you've done that, you then want to go to a subsoiler. That is also under soil cultivation. So mulch the ground, and then we need to subsoil the ground. Again, it shows that these are great for grape and olive farming. So you could buy any of these olive subsoilers and run that through your grove. Cool. Now the soil is ready. Because it's already growing, because we've planted the olive trees, we can now actually fertilize our trees. And unlike some crops like grain, where it needs a solid fertilizer, we specifically want to use a sprayer to spray our trees. So we can go into category sprayers. And as long as it has this little bottle icon with a leaf on, you know that that means liquid fertilizer. And you can again attach this up to your tractor and spray it. Now, if you don't actually know how to get the liquid in there, you buy it in the shop and then it'll appear in the car park like this. And you'll just reverse up your sprayer. This isn't a sprayer, but imagine it is. You reverse up the sprayer and you'll get a keybind on the top left that will say refill sprayer, and you just click that. And then you can just put it over your olive trees. Cool. Now, you can, some sprayers let you double spray, meaning you can basically do 2 sprays of fertilizer in one go, which would be nice because that means then that you don't have to come back at different growth stages. And speaking of growth stages, now that we've fertilized it and it's actually growing, how do we know how far along in growth it is? Well, in crop types, if you're not sure where you've put your olives, you could just toggle them in the crop types in the map here. Can you see olives? Can you see it flashing when I toggle and untoggle it? And then if we go to growth and I toggle growing, the lightest green is it's freshly growing. The darkest green is nearly ready to harvest. How do you know when it's ready to harvest? We can see here it will turn yellow. Cool. So Let's say it's now grown, we've fertilized it, we've mulched it, etc. Now what? We need to actually harvest our olives. Again, come down in the store to grapes and olives, and you can see olive harvesters. One thing is, if you are also doing grapes, you can actually get the Gregoire one, which can do grapes and olives. But we like to get the Broad 9090 olive harvester, and this is specifically for harvesting olives. You may be used to doing machines like grain, maybe, where you use a combine and you output the pipe to the side. In the olive harvester, you output the olives at the back of the machine into your trailer and not the side. So reverse this one up. Once it's full of olives and you've harvested them, reverse it up to your trailer, and you can dump them into there to sell or to keep. Now, if you're not sure if you should keep or sell your olives, what you would do is go into statistics here, in prices, and where's olives? I believe this is in, here we go, olives. You can see in May, they sell for a lot of money. In November, nobody wants your damn olives. And that means that you may prefer to store it in a silo for the duration and then get it back out into your trailer to sell at the best time. So whether you're selling it or siloing it, how do we know where to sell it? Well, you're looking for these grates. Here's the silo. You just reverse your trailer over the grate like this, and again, a keybind will come up saying to empty it. If you're not sure where the selling points are, you can see on the map here, it's these tipping points that you're looking for, like small farmers, kiosk, and things like that. And again, in the prices, in the statistics, you can see which selling points currently offer the most for the yield on olives. And there you go, guys. That is everything you could need to know to grow and harvest and sow, etc. olives in Farming Simulator 25. Check out the playlist on screen. I've done every single crop, every single animal, and loads of other tutorials in Farming Sim 25 to get you started, including a full beginner guide if you need it, which goes into graphic detail, how to do everything in the game. Again, please do subscribe to the channel as I cover all of the latest games on the day of release.